I'm no longer associated with Logan Underwood ASMR. If you wonder who's talking, I'm his ex-boyfriend. I had met him almost a decade ago, and I thought he was a cool person to chat with. For years, we talked about Angry German Kid, recorded gameplay videos together, and even shared our own ideas. We began a relationship in mid-December of 2022 after he approached me and admitted that he developed feelings for me over time. Of course, me being a nice person, I accepted his confession. I hoped he was going to be a better person after that, because prior to that, we had had a series of arguments that eventually led to the both of us stop being friends in November of 2020. I was really hurt by that, but eventually we got to make amends. We waited until 2022 to make our reconciliation official, and then came the beginning of our relationship. Little did I know, I would regret it in the months to come due to impending problems that would happen, and we ended up breaking up in October of 2024 because Trav blocked me without warning. For things that I admit I was extremely wrong for, as I remember that he did not bring anything up to me until after he unblocked me. I remember how after I found out that he blocked me and changed his name on Discord to RIP Rocky, which led some people to believe that I was actually dead, I was yelling at him on a VC for not letting me talk about it. Now, before I start, I want to mention that I know I have my own controversies, and I got to talk things out with Eric and the Greyman on a group chat. I want to take this time to say I acknowledge that what I had done was wrong, that it was disgusting, and that I should not have done any of that. I don't expect forgiveness from people, but I want everyone to know that I own up to what I had done and that I will take the proper steps to better myself as a human being, starting with getting therapy. Also, this will be the last video I will make as I will not come back online once this video gets uploaded. That being said, I'm not making this video to make myself look better whatsoever. I'm no saint, and I get that. I'm flawed. We have our flaws. However, I'm making this video to reveal the mentality of Logan Underwood ASMR following the breakup and how he handled it until today. For months, I have watched as this person's mental state would slowly deteriorate to the point it becomes creepy. And it was not pretty whatsoever. But now, I decided to take it upon myself to show how he was acting after we broke up and how he talked about it to some of the people around him. Trust me, you will not believe your eyes. While I ended up breaking up with Trav in October of 2024, I was planning on doing so earlier, mostly because I was gradually becoming distant towards him for some time. The last straw for me was after he got into an argument with one of his friends back in September. For context, one of his friends tried telling him that I didn't like him as much as I used to and why, which caused him to start an argument, claiming he was saying that for clout. Said friend advised him to talk to me, and I confirmed to him that I've become distant from him, to which he admitted he has ego problems and let his instincts take over at that moment, which would do more harm than good for him and others around him down the line. I also told him that I was disappointed in him because, like I stated earlier, I thought he would improve on himself after he confessed his feelings for me. He would also admit to having an ego problem to that same friend when apologizing to him. Now, while I did think about leaving him, I did not know how to tell him at the time to avoid upsetting him. But regardless, it ended up happening sometime later. For this next part, I will explain what happened as the screenshots appear on screen. One of Trav's friends asked him if he would make another video recapping everything that happened throughout the year, and he tried reminding him that our relationship was over. You want to know what Trav said to that? He straight up said that we did not break up. His friend continued telling him that I did not want to go back to him, and this is when Trav would start showing his unhealthy obsession with me in front of him. It's that creepy. And then we get to this part right here. That screenshots gave me the chills, especially with how Trav talked about me to his friend. Like, how does he talk about me in such a way that he doesn't see a problem with that? Because the friend he was talking to ended up getting creeped out by that conversation. That confrontation completely changed the way I saw Trav. He went from being a cool dude with some flaws here and there to a complete wreck who doesn't seem to realize he's only hurting himself and others around him. I did not block him because I wanted to give it some time, but I ended up doing so in March after learning what he did on the Angry German Kid wiki. The thing is, he was told to leave Pony Videomaker and the others alone, yet he decided to unblock himself and another person from that website. Not so surprisingly, this made matters a lot worse. And what does Trav decide to do? Blame the person who told him to stay away from the wiki. I do not approve of what Trav decided to do, especially because I fail to understand why he thought it would be a good idea to block Pony Videomaker on the AGK wiki. If anything, it goes to show that Trav refuses to listen to people's advice and would much rather do his own thing, much to people's dismay. In conclusion, Logan Underwood ASMR is a man with a lot of problems, mostly mentally. But following the breakup, he got worse. As seen throughout the video, he would cling onto friendships and relationships that have ended, and would go as far as to use Topper Box as a way to cope with his loss. While I get that losing someone you cherished is tough, and it will take time to heal from it and accept what happened, the fact Trav used Discord bots to replicate those people
shows how he's gone off the rails. This is particularly creepy because this man wholeheartedly believes those people will come back, even though it's evident they won't, for they want to have nothing to do with him. And while I get that he was in denial at the time, it does not change the fact that the way he handled it is really creepy, especially for those who know that our relationship was over. Like, how can he casually say to someone that we did not break up when we did? And when people around him try to reason with him, he ignores them and lets his delusions convince him otherwise. This guy has admitted to people on multiple occasions that he has a lot of problems. He admitted to having an ego problem, as well as issues with his instincts, and that he wanted to isolate himself from everyone else to escape from the horrors. And as you saw when I confronted him today after Valentine's Day, he admitted to me that he used his delusions as a way to escape reality. Based on his long ramblings he would give to me and his friends, he knows that he has problems. He knows that he has made bad decisions as a result of his ego and his instincts doing all the talking, and that he hurt people in the process. Some may say he has a lot on his plate, but the problem is that he needs to understand that his mental issues are doing more harm than good. And like stated before, the guy could have gotten away with it, especially when it comes to the topper boxes he made on Discord. But the problem was people saw those topper box accounts and his Discord statuses and began to ask questions. There were witnesses. They saw his Discord activity and they had every right to feel concerned. I know that Trev will somehow find this video and say that I'm a liar, a manipulator, and all that stuff. So, if you're watching this, thanks for nothing. I cannot believe that I wasted a decade of my life being friends with you. Your behavior following the breakup terrified me, and I had a good reason to be scared. You acted like some obsessed freak because you did not want to accept that we broke up, and you told people around you about how we were still together as if it was completely normal. They tried to tell you our relationship was over, but you refused to listen to them. And to make matters worse, I remembered that some people in the HGK community had told me a long time ago that they did not like you. Looking back, I can now see why they thought that way about you, and I feel stupid for not having listened to them. My advice? Get off the internet and get some professional help, because you really need it at this point. I even told you to do so during our confrontation back in February, because your case was that critical. When you scare your own partner to the point they ask you to get help, that's when you should realize there's something seriously wrong with you. You can no longer ignore that you have problems and that you need to talk to someone about your struggles. And let this be my only warning to you. Keep my name out of your mouth, improve on yourself and your life, and stay the hell away from me. Because I do not want to see you in my life ever again.